for Ramadan, and we've looked at Surah Al-Fatiha and how to build it. So I'm going to start off by looking at Surah Al Asr today, and then we'll see how to build it with Lego. The reason why I picked Surah Al Asr is that if you were to look at the whole Qur'an and look at the concept of success in the Qur'an, then the concept of success is literally encapsulated in Surah Al Asr. It's 3 ayat. Most children know it, most adults know it, and so you'll be able to understand it much better. In Qur'an City, and I'll keep on going back and forth, so if you look at this, Qur'an City, it is in the Qasam Place area. So we have, you can count them on there, you've got 17 surahs in Qasam Place. They all start with a Qasam, and I'll explain that as well, which you can do to the children. So Surah Al Asr, 3 ayat, it's a Makki surah, literally encapsulates what the Quran wants us to do. So divinity's aspect of success, or the way divinity describes success. It's really important for all of us to know the color directory. And I think for the children to be able to understand it, it's quite good, because each of our buildings is divided into, they're color coded, as we talked about last time. And if you see, the whole of the building of Surah Al Asr is purple. And it's purple because it's oaths, it's swearing, it's wa. And we'll come to that in a minute, and I'll explain it. So first I'll go ayah by ayah, and then we'll go how to build it. In my mind, every time you see a surah, you must be able to look at its focus. You must be able to tell what that surah is talking about. So as far as Surah Al Asr goes, the moment you see it in your heads, it should be success. And that's success as defined by divinity, not by anybody else. Just something about, did you know? In olden times, people stopped work at late afternoon. That was the general way. You started at Fajr and you stopped at Asr, and you went home before darkness set in. So Asr here may also mean the end of a productive day. As Imam Ali says, every breath you take is a step towards the end of life. So this just as a day, did you know, on Asr. These are the benefits of recitation. It's good to know. We're going to start off with the first ayah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal Asr. I swear by Asr. I'm going to start with wa. When Allah swears, it's not to prove his truthfulness, because he's truth per se. When he swears because the object of the oath becomes the proof of the subject. I'll repeat that again. The object of the oath becomes the proof of the subject. I'm going to give an example from Surah Al-Waqiyah so you understand it a bit more. In Surah Al-Waqiyah, ayah 75, Allah says, فَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِمَوَاقِئِ النُّجُومِ. I swear by the placement of the stars. وَإِنَّهُ لَقَسَمٌ لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ عَظِيمٌ. This is a huge oath that I'm taking. Now the subject is, إِنَّهُ لَقُرْآنٌ كَرِيمٌ. This is an honored Quran. So the object was stars, the placement of the stars. The subject was the Quran. Now the stars are used as guidance in the night and day. Basically in the day, in the night. In any place, in the desert for example, stars were used for guidance. So when Allah is swearing by stars, the subject, which is the Quran, immediately tells you that it is a book of guidance in the darkness. Here, when he's swearing, while asked, we will see what he's saying. What do you do with your time? So again, I repeat, the object of the oath becomes the proof of the subject. You have to keep on instilling that when you're teaching children. Now he's swearing by Asr. Asr, Asir is juice. Asr means to squeeze. So if you say orange juice is Asir Burtuqal. So it's a good idea for children to know that. I swear by time running out, something that is squeezed. The time of Asr is when the day is squeezed into the night. Time is when the dunya is squeezed into the hereafter. And it's literally a witness of everything we do. In our life, whatever we've done, it's what we've done with our time. At the end of our life, we will have wished we have done better or more, but if I can say it in a nutshell, we would want to use our time to the best of our ability. So wal asr, I swear by your lifetime. I swear by the time that you have. It's such an important aspect of life. Now he says, Innal insana lafi khusr. Indeed, the human being, every human being is in loss. Now, khasara is different aspects. Khasara is greater loss. Khusran is excessive loss. This is basically every human being is at loss. This is a surah of success, by the way. And then he says, Illa alladhina amanu, except those who believe. Now I'm going to do a general translation here. Who do good deeds, who enjoin truth with truth, and who enjoin with patience. Now let's try and understand those. So, believing in essence, go back here. Believing in essence is what Ayatul Bir is all about. This is Surah number 2, Ayah 177. It's literally belief in Allah, belief in guidance, and belief in accountability. And belief, Quran has 86 chapters on belief, 28 on what you do afterwards. So it's really important to understand, do I believe? So belief in divinity is knowing that I will only succeed if I am able to follow divine guidance, and I'm absolutely sure about accountability. How does that manifest itself? It manifests itself into Amilus Salihat. That is described as good deeds. It's really not the right way to look at it. Amal is a conscious act. It's not subconscious. So I breathe, it's an act, but it's a subconscious act. Amal is literally intention and action. Salihat is something that mends, deeds that mend. Amilus Salihat are deeds that make you good, to mend what is broken, to heal, to make sure that I make somebody smile. If they were sad, I made them smile, that's a good deed. If they didn't have anything and I gave them something, I mended that loss that they had. Many small moments of positive interactions with others are known as Amilus Salihat, to mend what is broken, to make a whole. When I say a whole, W-H-O-L-E, to fill in the hole, the H-O-L-E, but to make something complete is Amilus Salihat. And then he says, this is not either or, by the way. It's one person with 4 attributes. Counseling others to truth. Tawassi is to counsel, to give somebody good advice. So truth is not comfortable, but tawasi bil haq, what tawasaw bil haq in essence means, to be able to lovingly counsel somebody to do the right thing. Tawasaw bis sabr is literally to tell somebody to hang on, to persevere, to maintain a consistency, to assist them in difficulty. The translation sometimes doesn't say this at all. So if we're teaching children, then we're going to go through with them the 3 ayat. So I'll show you how we build it with Lego. So if you look at my Lego here, that's a building. It's got 3 ayat on it. It's purple, so the children know it's all about an oath. They will start off here with Asr. Now if you look at my Lego building or Lego city, it's got a clock there. So I would put a clock at the bottom, on the bottom of, let me see if I can put it. On this one, I would put a clock at the bottom so they know Al Asr. Innal insana lafi khusr, I would put a human being who's a bit sad. He's at loss. And then here I would put 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd actually use a Sharpie. I don't know whether I've got one here. But I'd use a Sharpie and I'd actually draw these things on there, or let the children draw them. So here we go. Let me show you exactly what I would do. And that's enough for a child to know what it's about. If you look at my building, I'm trying to bring it out to you there. If you see my building here, can you see it? There. It's a bit small. Let me bring it up. Right? So you can see I've drawn a clock, and a child can do that. I've drawn a sad face because I'm at loss, unless I do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, I gotta believe. 2, I gotta do deeds that heal someone. A good deed is you gotta make somebody complete. And 3 and 4, 3 is I must be able to help others do the right thing. And I must be able to help others when they are in difficulty, to give them the confidence to carry on with what they're doing, because I'm there for them. And that basically is what Surah Al Asr is all about. But if you, like I said, if you conceptualize the whole Quran, it is conceptualized in Surah Al Asr. If you look at our building, we've actually drawn a sand timer or a timer, whatever you want to call it, which actually shows you the squeezing. And that's quite important. You could get the kids to make one, I don't know, do something, whatever you want to do. But it really does help. So the whole of Surah Al Asr is about successful time management, which is their life. So if you combine the two buildings of Fatiha and Asr, I think that should take you through Ramadan. I'm going to switch off the